Let's play a game of Yahtzee while we talk this week's
Initial codes. Initial codes.
It Must Be Thursday again, because we're reviewing the second episode of Strange New Worlds, Children of the Comet. I've got a tritone worth of spoilers if you'd like to play major chords in another orchestra. This well and truly feels like episodic Star Trek is back. The formula of following one main cast member per episode is in full effect here, where Uhura's characters developed more than in the entirety of TOS and the movies combined. Ortegas tricks her into wearing her dress uniform to an informal dinner hosted by the captain. I've got my first dislike here for Hemmer, or really the lack thereof him in the first two episodes. He's given some poignant lines about being a blind engineer, but after two episodes, he's still the least developed character, and we haven't seen him at his post yet. Also, no Dr. Mbenga in this episode. At this dinner, we learn a tragic piece of Uhura's backstory. Even though she excels at languages, Starfleet wasn't her first choice. It was only after the death of her parents in a shuttle accident that she joined after her grandmother's stories about being in the service when she was young. I've got a like for this whole dinner scene. It's some nice furthering of character development in the second episode, and Pike's story about chasing a pantless Nausicaan and tripping over his pants was good fun. Uhura's path through this episode mirrors Hoshi's in Enterprise's second episode, Fight or Flight. She's a great linguist that's not 100% confident in her other Starfleet responsibilities. I've got a dislike for the second bit of this Enterprise character retreading, and that's for La'an playing the role of Tapal here. She's really hard on Cadet Uhura in the lead-up and during this away mission. Even though Tapal later in Season 1 admits she's just trying to push Hoshi to be a better crew member, the absolute disdain she, and in this episode La'an, has for their subordinate is hard to not notice. The away mission in question is to a comet they're trying to deflect from an inhabited world. But there's some kind of alien tech shielding them from attaching ion thrusters to move it out of the way. We learn as part of the team that James's brother Sam Kirk is a xenoanthropologist like Burnham, and the game Yahtzee is now part of Star Trek canon. Nurse Chapel shows us the first indications that she's attracted to Spock, which Uhura later jokingly points out to him. The world starts to get strange when Sam touches this egg-like thing and it almost kills him. Gives us a chance to see you can engage a defibrillator through the Delta Shield emblem on someone's EV suit. Back on Enterprise, when they try to use phasers to take down the force field, preventing them from beaming the landing party back, a ship with a bigger stick appears. Apparently they watch over the destiny of this comet, which apparently has some kind of will of its own, or fate, or something. Anyway, M'Hanit is sacred, and if Pike keeps messing with it, they'll open fire. I guess the Prime Directive gets a little more strict in the 24th century, because Chris tells the alien captain, we don't interfere in civilizations, but we don't let them die. Yeah, tell that to the Barallans. Also, this actor playing the alien captain had a cameo in Discovery's Such Sweet Sorrow. The audio engineer in me has a like for music theory math class that happens on the Comet. Uhura and Spock put together that the room they're in responds to sound, and the markings on the egg-like thing indicate the math of a major chord. The whole thing turns into a bit of Close Encounters of the Third Kind until they figure out the pitches that will take down the force field. Seems despite La'an's possible augmented nature, perfect pitch, or musical ability at all, is not one of her enhancements. Once back on board, they anger the shepherds, and I have a like for Ortegas showing us the best piloting we've seen on screen across Trek. Impressing Pike by even coming up with her own evasive sequence. I'm becoming a big fan of this character. Pike tricks the other ship into tractoring them out of the way of the comet and letting Spock in a shuttle do some science that allows the comet to move, without touching it and upsetting the shepherds further. The comet only brushes the upper atmosphere of the planet, and I have a like for the philosophical way the plot wraps up. After Uhura goes over the data earlier collected, the comet itself communicated a bit of a prophecy about the course it would take, and exactly what it would do. The ending uses science to explain the near-religious meaning of predestination. It reminds Pike that he himself is locked in a predestination situation, and Una tries to comfort him. The episode closes with Pike going over the names of the cadets he'll one day save, and they're children now. Nice message, nice character development, though the episode's overall right around the middle of the pack of nearly 800 live-action episodes of Star Trek. Traditionally, the second episode of many Star Trek series have been some of the weakest entries. If this is the bottom of the barrel for Strange New Worlds, this is going to be the best show of the franchise. If you're looking for more Trek content, go check out my video ranking the best and worst 5 holographic programs across Trek. See you next week, Trekkies. I've been your host, Dustin Wing.